Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with another layout for the Confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfiles design team, and we are kicking off March with a month-long birthday celebration. It's the celebration of the store's birthday, so the entire design team, every one of us, is going to be posting a video today, and a bunch of challenges are going to go live in the Facebook group as well. So we have all designed a challenge. Make sure you head over there. There are prizes to be won. It's going to be so much fun all month long. Lots of amazing things coming and lots of new releases, of course. So this is one of the files that has gone live today. It is the Into the Woods ABC cut file, and I have cut that out, as you can see, on a kind of mint green cardstock. And I'm going to use for this layout the new collection that's in the reject shop at the moment called Oh Happy Day, I think the name is. My memory is failing me. But it has kind of 3 different variations on that collection. Now, usually the stuff in the reject shop is from Rosie's Studio. This one, I don't know. There are 3 separate paper pads, 3 sets of ephemera, 3 sticker sheets or sticker packs, and they're all different, but they have the same collection name. So I'm really not sure what the deal is with that, but if you're in Australia, definitely head to the reject shop. They're really pretty, very floral and springtimey. I thought they were perfect. It was perfect for this this cut file because it has all those florals and mushrooms and the little bunny and the butterfly and whatnot. So here we go. This is the photo I'm going to be using. This is a photo of my little Violet on her first day of kindy. And as you can see, she's got all those little like fridge magnets with all the kind of letters and numbers spread out on the floor in front of her. So I just thought the ABC cut file was kind of perfect for that. So yeah, I decided that I would use it for this photo. So I'm just going to back my photo with some layers of paper, as per usual. I've gone ahead and backed my cut file there, as you can see too. I sort of skipped through that part, but yeah, I just used a bunch of papers from that same paper pad. Now I'm going to go and just gut this paper. I'm going to use this as kind of a border. I really like the purple. The stripes are a little bit hard on the eyes, but as a border, they're fine. Just distressing the edges of my cardstock there. I did trim that down a little bit off camera too, so that I could put it on the border. Skip to in a second. There we go. And now I find this is the easiest way to adhere a border paper. I put a strip of glue down that side and then I line it up on the other side and try to get it as even as possible. And then I just drop it down like that. And then I will go in and add glue to all the other corners once that, or all the other sides rather, once that side has dried a bit and isn't moving anywhere. And using glue also helps you be able to reposition it if you don't get it exactly lined up the first time, which I almost never do. And if I use double-sided tape, it sticks pretty quickly. So that's why I do that. I'm adding another layer behind my photo with that same paper. I'm just using the gutted section. Again, distressing. Then I pulled out this paper. I think I used this to back the C in the cut file. And I'm just going to cut that roughly to size, and then I'm going to tear 2 sides of it. And this paper is quite thin. It's actually very thin. So just keep that in mind if you're buying any of the stuff from the reject shop. So I've just torn that, and then I'm just going to layer it so that you can see the torn edges peeking out. I think I kind of put it on a little bit of an angle as well. Yep, there you go. All right, now some tissue paper. I was getting ready to do some mixed media, and then obviously I got distracted and thought I should add some tissue paper. I love this one. I got this one from the reject shop as well. It was a Christmas one, so you probably can't get it anymore. But it's baby pink and it has these little polka dots all over it. And some are pink, some are blue, but quite a lot of them are gold foiled. It's just so pretty. I'm so glad I got this. I should have gotten a couple of packets though, honestly, because I use it so much, but I just love it. So just tearing that again, and then I'm going to add another piece to the other side because I couldn't tear it. It didn't tear the way I wanted it to, so I'm just going to, yeah, just like that. Now for the mixed media. So I'm just going to use some acrylic paint, watered down. It's just the Craft brand, and this is the mint color, I believe. So I'm just going to do the packaging technique with this. And just splodge it all over my packaging and just add that sort of behind my cut file. I just wanted to add something to the background because I almost never use a white background without adding some kind of mixed media. I just really struggle with blank space on my pages. as you will see by the time I finish this layout, it is super busy. There is a lot going on. There is very, very little white space on the page, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's really, really pretty. There's lots of interesting details to look at. Yeah, I'm happy with it, and that's all that matters. So once I've done the packaging, I'm just going through and doing some splatters, and it's a really pale color. I mean, it's certainly not overpowering at all on this layout. So now what I'm doing is mixing a kind of dusty rose with some white just to lighten it a bit, and then some water and lots of splatters. And then I'll go in with my gold Kaiser mist and do the same thing, just lots of gold splatters. I do tend to go overboard probably on the splatters, but oh well. Okay, now I've pulled out the ephemera. Oh, it's so pretty. It's very springtime, floral. There's lots of little animals in there. Really cutesy pie bits and pieces, but I mean, it definitely suits this layout and the cut file, and you know where I'm going with it. It's a first day of kindy, which is like kindergarten or preschool, I guess, in some places. I'm not really sure. Yeah, we just call it kindy, so daycare. Okay, so now I'm just going through and pulling out all the pieces. So I've just literally thrown them right on top of the layout. They're not where they're going to stay, I promise. I just sort of, sometimes I find a full new packet of ephemera overwhelming, so I'll just go through and pick out all the ones I like and just sort of chuck them on there and then move them around. So now what I'm doing is cutting this day apart. So it did say days, so I just cut off the S, and then I'm trimming off quite a bit of the excess white. All these die cuts had quite a thick white border on them, so I do go off camera and trim most of those down so the border isn't so thick, but I do cut all of that out of the video so you don't have to watch it. But that day is going to form part of my title. Just built a little cluster at the top there. It's not going to stay like that. It will change a little bit. I decided at this point to glue down my big cut file. I want to say title, but it's not really my title. I do make a separate title, but it's large letters, so I feel like it definitely could be a title on its own. I think just because it's a milestone layout, I wanted to add kind of the title about what the photo is of. So I've also glued down my photo there. So I just want everything that's definitely not moving to not move around while I do my embellishment. So I'm tucking that large flower in that spot because there was a bit of an awkward gap. So that fits in there nicely. I'm definitely using both these little bunnies. Tucking that first one inside the A, and that one will go on that side of the C. So they're both looking in towards the layout. Tucking in a few of these little branches. I really like that green one in that spot. And then I'm going to use these florals to cover up that ugly rug and the garbage bin in the corner of my photo. So I'll come in with that gold leaf and tuck that other gold leaf in there. I'm definitely going to use that little bird. He does move. I think he ends up in the top loop of the bee. I do like that flag, but it ends up just being a little bit overwhelming, so it doesn't make it onto the layout. I love that little pot plant, so that's going to go right there. Tucking in a few more little leaves. I'm trying to tuck these in where there are leaves on the cut file, so it kind of builds from there. Still playing with that little bird. Yep, he does end up in the bee, just like he's perching there. I will add one of these little gold foiled tiny words in there just to round out that cluster. And then one of the little butterflies will just cover that chair leg. So then all the ugly bits and pieces in that photo are covered up. I really like that mason jar up in that cluster. I'm not sure why I didn't leave it there, but there you go. Another tiny word up there, and then another one just inside the loop of the bee at the bottom. Cutting a fishtail banner into these. I don't think I do the one on the photo, but I cut that one into a fishtail banner, and I will go in and cut the green one into a fishtail as well. Just playing with these bits and pieces. That doesn't make it. Nope. But these little hearts do. Another little butterfly just perched on top of the toadstools there. Some more little, it's like a flower cluster just tucked in the top of the A there. Tuck that in, and now I will start gluing. I'm just using my tacky glue from Officeworks, J. Burroughs brand. I think any tacky glue would work. I'm not particularly fussy about glue. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and glue from the bottom up, and I will skip to very shortly. I'm not going to make you watch all that. All right, so I've got these alphas that I've had for a long, long time, at least 10 years, if not longer. So I'm going to try and use a couple of these today. They're the right colors. So I pulled out an M and an X, and I've just cut the X down so it makes a Y. No one would ever know. Now I'm taking one of my Tombow dual tip brush markers, and I'm going to just letter in first. So my little title will be My First Day. And it's hard to see at the moment, but you can see it just fine in real life, and I will go in a second and add some shadow. I'm just going over some of those letters, so it kind of makes a bit of an ombre, so it's darker at the bottom. There you go. That's the nice thing about these markers, you definitely can layer them. Alright, so this pen I'm using is a Pigma Micron, a very fine tip. I think it's either the 01 or the 005, but I think it's probably the 01. So I'm just going in and creating a shadow on all those letters. It just really helps make them stand out, especially when you use a really light color like this Pale Mint. Okay, this is a sticker pack. I only use a couple of stickers, but this date label was perfect, so I'm just using one of my micro perms, so they're like an archival permanent ink, because they are glossy stickers, so I just wanted to make sure it didn't smudge or go anywhere. So that will tuck in there, and then I'm just going to tuck in this little gold foiled arrow to kind of, yeah, it was just a bit of an awkward space there. So I'm adding just a tiny bit of journaling with my Lilac Statler fine liner pen. It just says Violet was so excited to start kindy, and what a fun day. I'm going to take off that flag because I'm not loving it. I'm going to trim off that extra bit that's hanging over the top. And that's my layout done. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to go check out the COAPA Cutfiles Facebook group and shop. I'll leave the links in the description box. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.